Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we have an interesting topic to talk about. So if you have watched this video by NQVHD, you already know what the drill is. He put in his title that the iPhone is illegal, which immediately got my attention because I was like, why he would claim that? Of course he reviewed the phone, he's told his opinion, like he doesn't hate the phone. Yes, there are always pros and cons with such devices, but I was like, why he would say interesting? When I clicked on the video and watched it, I realized what the drill is. Apple is being sued. And when you hear that such a big company like Apple is being sued, like you immediately your attention, like, what did he do again? Like digging in, to search what it is about. So we have two questions. First, who sued Apple? And second, why they sued it. I'm pretty sure like they have a lot of reason to sue the company because wow, it's not everybody's favorite, but I'm pretty sure they need valid reasons. So will Apple shut down and will it win the lawsuit if it's even going to proceed to court? This is something that we're about to find out, and if TikTok will actually take some measures. So right now, let's see what happened. First, let's start with who is suing Apple, and that is not other than United States. Some people will ask why United States is suing Apple where their products are literally everywhere. You can find them in every Amazon, you can find them in authorized reseller stores, and pretty much in every country. So why United States? So statistics says that most of the young people are using iPhones, which means that Apple has dominated the market among teenagers in United States. In my country, we sell iPhones, we sell AirPods, we sell every product of Apple. But here is the thing, people here don't have big salaries and they can't afford to have Apple on a daily basis. Like not many people can afford it. Yes, I have an iPhone, I'm lucky enough that I can afford this, but not many people can. This is why it's not a dominant market. Also, many people still use mainly the phone to call or just simply browse on the internet, so they don't need the best of the best to be able to do this. And also there are like many other phones that exist which are cheaper and people still prefer them. But when you ask a teenager in the United States, why do you like iPhone? Probably they will say like it has a better camera for the telephoto, it can shoot in 4K, the battery is longer, and all these specifications that you could find online. But probably they'll say, I just like the company, that's it. If you have asked me when I was like 10, 11 years old, why do you want an iPhone? I'll say, because I like it, because it's better. This is it. Like, I won't tell you all the things that I can tell you now to recommend you why you should or shouldn't buy an iPhone and switch to another brand. Yes, I still love the company, I still support it, but I have learned a lot how to talk about technologies now, what to pay attention to when I'm looking for a new device. So definitely I will say because I like the company, I want to get everything from it. But this is not the case. So since Apple has dominated most of the things, this means that they have more power, if I can say it, because teenagers now they spend time on their phones, on internet all the time. And when someone is getting like a new device from Apple, they're bragging about it like, look what I got, they're doing unboxings and all this stuff. So basically Apple is dominant. But is this the only phone on the market? We all know iPhones are not the only phones in the market. If you look at China, they're pretty much making phones of every kind. Their market is everywhere. Literally, when I go to even a grocery store, like, or something else, like on the labels it says made in China, except if it's not foods. Everything else made in China. So basically they're everywhere. Also, you can watch one of the videos from Sarah Grace here on Gonna Pop Up One. She has made series where she is getting fake iPhones literally for less than a month after the original iPhone is released. China is making a fake one which looks so good and so convincing to the real one that it's like like Apple is working months year from one iPhone to another to build it better, and China is replicating this same phone within a month. Which is insane. Like, of course, you won't have all the features, the camera won't be that good or anything, but the fact that for such a short amount of time they can do so much is impressive. So you can say that China's market is dominated around the world as well. But in the United States specifically, Apple is holding on tight because it's still the dominant company, even though they're selling other phones. For example, the Samsung Galaxy S series, specifically the new one, the S24 Ultra, is strongly competing with the 15 Pro Max. But for some reason, is it love from the company or the fact that the iPhones has something that the other phones doesn't? People still by iPhone. So now let's see why exactly the United States are suing Apple and what are their key points in the statement. One of the reasons, which is also the main one for which Apple is sued by the United States, is monopolism. So if you have played Monopoly, you know the rules. So basically the players have to buy as many buildings as possible so they can rule the world, you know, building houses, being hotels, and all this stuff. So here we have the same thing, but just in the technology world. So if you have an iPhone and an Apple Watch or Apple Wallet, maybe AirPods, they work seamlessly together like the perfect combo, like when you find your true love, but for technology. But when you use your Apple Watch, Apple Wallet, AirPods, or other Apple device with another smartphone, which is not an iPhone, they kind of either don't work or don't have all the features that they would have if you have an iPhone. So basically, according to the United States, like we're suing Apple, they just want to say that Apple is monopolying the business by making you buy their products. Because if you want your Apple Watch to work, you better have an iPhone. If you want your AirPods to work, you for the best experience, you should have an iPhone. If you want your Apple Wallet to act the best of the best, to support you, and Apple Pay included, you should have an iPhone. You see, so basically, the fact that you should have an iPhone to do this, and this is where the monopolism is coming from the sewers. But is it exactly this way? Because yes, even though there are certain devices which work only with other devices from their companies, like Apple is not the only one, people believe that Apple is the one who is strictly like only to their devices. So if you have an Apple Watch, it might not even work if it's paired to other devices, which is not an iPhone. It could be a Samsung, it could be Oppo, it could be Huawei, Xiaomi, or any other phone. And how far they took this, we're about to find out. One of the main allegations is that Apple is blocking innovative apps. It's not a surprise, or we have seen this before, that some apps you can find only in iOS and you can find for Android. Do we like it? No, because I'm gonna give you a real example. I used this app called Drops. Well, it was a long time ago, I used it for a short period. It's about learning languages. So you can download one app with all the languages, or you can download like different apps for each language. And I had like 3 to 4 languages. It was just for fun, you know, to play it. And when I wanted to show it to my parents, currently at that time they were having Android phones, I couldn't find the exact same app. So apparently it is only for an iPhone, which is kind of shorting the market, because all the apps that the iPhone has can be experienced by Android users, and they can get involved in this, they can experience this. And this is one of the reasons why they're saying blocking innovative apps, because they're trying to make the iPhones the best by, look, we have this app, but you can't find it on Android. This is why you should switch to an iPhone. Yes, I do love the company, I will say I am a fan, but I still think that the market of apps should be experienced by everyone, no matter if you're an iOS user or an Android user. But I guess that Apple doesn't think the same way. Another allegation is about the cross-platform messaging apps. We are talking about iMessage. So if you have Messenger, WhatsApp, Viber, maybe WeChat, like it works pretty much on every single device exactly the same. For example, if I message my cousin, like she has an Android phone, things are exactly fine. She receives the same information as me, everything is fine. But when it comes to iMessage, things are not the same. So there is a difference if you message iPhone on iPhone and iPhone to Android phone, no matter which one it is. So apparently if you're messaging from iPhone to an Android, there's some things that might not be sent, like messages, videos, or other type of information. And this is where people were not having it, because yes, you have an iPhone, you want, for example, to message your parent something, they have an Android phone and they can't receive some certain of the information because they do not have an iPhone. And here's the thing, there was an interview with Tim Cook, like someone asked him, like, I can't send certain messages and videos to my mom, like she has an Android phone, and he said, well, buy her an iPhone. And like, you know, he was trying to joke around with this, but we all know he was damn serious when he said this. Yes, they're living the best only if you have an iPhone and you're messaging an iPhone, so they can fully experience iMessage. If you have an Android phone, Basically, you won't have all the perks from iMessage, like from the person who is sending you, and you might not receive every single information, which for some people might be a problem. And this is why it's part of the allegations of the lawsuit. Another allegation is diminishing non-Apple smartwatches. So as I already said, like if you have an Apple Watch, it will work the best with an iPhone. But if you have, for example, Samsung Galaxy Watch or Google Watch or by any other brand, it might not work well with iPhone and the iOS operating system. Of course, like they have done the same thing, like you can get the most of your smartwatch if you have a smartphone from the same company to get all the nice things, all the perks. But here's the issue that I said, like if you have an Apple Watch, it might not even work with an Android device. But when it comes to an Android smartwatch, it might work with an iPhone, but definitely you won't get the most of it. It really depends on what you're using your smartwatch for. Like most of the time I have seen people using it for the gym, or if just they're doing some workouts, even if it's at home. Like, or if you're walking to track your steps, of course, the smartwatches can be used for so many other things except for working out in general. But you are losing some of the perks and some of the nice features that they have if you pair a non-smartwatch with an iPhone or an Apple Watch with a non-iPhone device, which means it's any Android device. So this is why they believe here is another monopolism, because basically they're forcing you to have an iPhone if you want an Apple Watch, or if you have an Android watch, you should get an Android device as well. These are some of the allegations that has been made against Apple, but what is their response to that? So they say that the lawsuit is wrong in the facts and the law. At Apple, we innovate every day to make technology people have, designing products that work seamlessly together, protect people, privacy, and security, and create a magical experience for our users. So they're telling you that their products work perfectly together. But if you separate them and use some Apple products and some non-Apple products, here is where the issues start. So you know that if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you work perfectly with a MacBook. If you try to pair it with another laptop, it might not work the same. So for example, sometimes I have transferred videos or images from my iPhone to my laptop. I have a Lenovo laptop, and yes, it works perfectly fine. I do the job that I want. But I'm pretty sure I will have more features if I had a MacBook, and I could have experienced like all the features that they are. So here is another like monopolism. Even though Apple didn't say it directly, they said they work seamlessly together. But what if these devices are not all together? You decided to use part of Apple's devices and part of someone else's devices. You won't get everything that we offer you because you decided to betray us and not use every single device that we offer, but only part of them. The last thing that has left us to talk about is what will happen with Apple after this lawsuit. So a website says that the Apple shares have already fallen with 4% after this announcement, and by 10% since the beginning of the year, which is a lot more compared to the same period in 2023. So what exactly will happen to Apple? Can it shut down? Personally, I think no, it won't shut down, because Apple is a big company. Even though it has the monopolism with young teenagers in United States, it doesn't mean the same in other countries. And in fact, many people are using Android phones more often around the world because, well, some of them are cheaper. As I already said, in my country, not everyone can afford to have an iPhone because, yes, it's a luxury to have it, first of all, because of the price. Yes, it does have a lot more features, but after all, you can find a phone for like $100, not to pay like $700-800 for an iPhone. And it really depends on the purpose why you're using this phone. But again, I don't think that Apple will shut down, but what will happen? Well, definitely there will be some loss for the company. Maybe the sales won't be that much, but if you're a lover, if you like the company, you continue to support them and buy their products no matter what happens. So what exactly should we expect? Will there be a court decision this year? I believe not. I'm pretty sure that this case will take like a few years to be set down. So probably many people will forget about this until the decision comes. So we don't know if we'll have an answer this year. Apple responded. So what exactly will happen with the company? We're about to wait and see. Okay guys, that will be the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below your opinion about this. What do you think will happen with Apple? Will they shut down? Will they keep making their devices? I believe that they won't shut down, but maybe if the lawsuit impacts them, they might make their devices and their features more open to non-Apple devices, so that way Android user can experience like their Apple products. Well, for now, since nothing has been decided, it's just an announcement. Maybe Apple will carry away with the way it used to be now, like their devices working seamlessly well together, but not so well when they're partnered with other devices. But that'll be the video. Hope you enjoyed. Please smash that like button if you like this video, share with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!